So this is part 2 of our series where we're talking about the top 10 things every entrepreneur needs to do this year, because we are starting off 2020. We're starting off 2023 with a bang, and clearly I need to sleep. So this is part 2. So if you missed part 1, you can go back and listen to the previous episode. But today we are going to be talking about what you need to do. And the biggest thing is clarity. Welcome back to the podcast. We are here for our series on the top 10 things that every entrepreneur needs to do this year. And today we're talking about clarity, but we're not just talking about clarity as it pertains to what is your business, but we want to walk through getting some clarity for your goals. And we're not just talking about the goals for the year, but we're talking about 3 to 5 year goals. I want to explain why I mentioned this. The main reason why I mentioned this is that I've been taking some time to really think through, like, what have I been doing? Like I got started in my business back in 2016. At the end of 2020, we decided to shift and focus on TikTok marketing, and everything just exploded, which has been great. But I've had this moment in time where I said, I feel like that part of me I wouldn't say that I lost my way. I would say that it was like everything was just moving so fast that I didn't really sit down and go, okay, is this a part of my 3 to 5 year plan? And the answer is yes, it is. But actually having more clarity around what that looks like. And yes, we offer this product and service, and this is how we get paid. But how does this lead to my ultimate goals of working with women, helping people walk through healing as they're building their business? And so I've really been taking a lot of time this latter part of 2022 of figuring that out. And so even on my December vacation, because I take the whole month of December off, I spend some time really thinking about what does this really look like for me? Not according to my business coach or my friends, but what does this look like to me, to me, for me, and with God. And as a result of kind of doing that, it really just gave me some clarity in the way that I'm currently showing up, the people that I'm talking to and how I'm talking to. And it really helps with my offerings and all the things. And not only that, it helped with the content that I'm creating on social media to make sure that I'm going after my ultimate goal. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to sit down with yourself and say, okay, 5 years from now, which will be 2028, 5 years from now, how much money do I want to have bringing into my business? Second thing is, who would I want to have be my ideal customer that I am serving? But then more importantly, who am I in 2028? How am I being? Am I healed? Am I walking through new things? Am I more spiritual? Am I more grounded? Am I taking more vacations? What is going on with you and your calling and your purpose? How are you serving people? And just what does all of that look like? So I'll give you an example. Back in 2022, I was at a retreat day and they said, okay, close your eyes. And it's 2025, I think it was. And they were like, how much money are you making in your business? You get a phone call, and it's the greatest phone call ever. Who's calling you? And I said, Oprah. And they said, well, why Oprah? And I was like, because Oprah got wind of me and found out that not only am I a successful woman, but I'm helping so many women become financially successful, but also healed and whole women. So that way they're not broken, rich women, but they're healed, rich women. And as I'm walking through this, my own, I said to myself, oh, wow, that is the cry of my heart, but how am I actually focused on that? How am I making that intentional? And my answer was, I wasn't. And that really plagued me, not in a bad way, but it was kind of oh man, I say I want this, but I'm actually not going in that direction. So I took some time after that retreat and in December to really think through that. And so as I was thinking about updating my brand and my website, all that type of stuff, and just, my messaging, it was I have to focus on what's the cry of my heart. And that gave me so much clarity in doing that exercise. And so ask yourself, if you're making all the money you want to make in 2028, what is that? What are you doing? Yes, you can be on vacation on the beach and all that stuff, but how are you helping people? How are you serving people? If you have children, what are you doing with your kids? What does that look like? If you're married or have a significant other, what does that look like? What do you look like? Are you happier? Are you doing bodybuilding competitions, whatever. Like, are you surfing? What are you doing? Because the more clarity you have in like your purpose and calling and where you're going, the easier it's going to be for you to be able to get there starting here in 2023. So I really want you to take some time right now at the beginning of this year and ask yourself the question of 5 years from now, what does this look like? Yes, ask about your business, but also ask about your personal life. Ask about your physical and spiritual life. Ask yourself all these things. And then once you have that, then you want to build what it is you're building in 2023. Now you want to start building that to go in that direction. Because otherwise, if you're trying to get to 95 South going to Florida, but you're actually going 64 East, then you're never going to get to Florida because you're actually going in the wrong direction. So I want you to take some time and do that. I'm still on the journey of making sure that I am going in my right direction. But this is part 2 of the 10 things every entrepreneur needs to do for this year. If you want to listen to the podcast, you can just find the Keenya Kelly podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, anywhere you can listen to podcasts.